Hey folks, Farm Tour Tuesday. It's supposed to be the 4th. Today is actually Friday the 7th. I don't know what went wrong with the footage I recorded Tuesday, but I could not get it to function. It just kept like glitching out on me. So yeah, I tried Wednesday and Thursday. So hopefully today it works. I'm just refilming, saving myself some hassle, and I've given up on the others. So yeah, here we are today. And it's fine because today there's a couple extra things we get to talk about. So like tomorrow is Saturday before Easter. So tomorrow is the day I'm going to kill, skull, and scrape and eviscerate that little cryptorchid piglet for Easter. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get as much of it on camera as I can for you guys, because obviously I won't get the killing on there because I think YouTube and peoples like that would complain. I'll probably get it on camera and go through the sticking process and put it up on Patreon. So that'll probably be available there, but I just know that will it'll get flagged if I throw it up on there, and then you guys will lose the entire video over the first little bit. So so we'll do that tomorrow. And then we're going to slow roast him all day Sunday and then have him for Easter dinner. And then let's see, some other special news. Lots of stuff are leafing out. The plums, our native plums, are all blooming up here at the pond. I'll get you guys some footage of that. The sun is currently beginning to set behind me. I did chores a little later in the afternoon today. Quite a bit later in the afternoon. It's like almost 7. I mean, I started a while ago, but I've got hoses running everywhere, so I'm walking a little slow. Yeah. Mosquitoes have come out, as well as some other little bugs. But the other thing to hit is we got the video up of these sows, and honestly, like, I can't think of a better way to say this. So I have heard from multiple people, couple that thought the prices were dead on, exactly where they should be. And honestly, those are the people that know what they're worth, right? Like that's what I'm getting out of it. Because I did hear a couple people thought that I was overpricing them, which is funny, because like, I can't think of a nice way to say it. Like, these aren't, and mostly because the person had pointed out that I was pointing out their flaws, and yet still asking that. Folks, I can point out the flaws. And if you've not watched my piglet evaluation videos, which I've done 3 or 4 now that are out there for people to see, the ones that I've done here on YouTube, and then I've done 2 now for the association. Folks, I will pick out flaws in every pig. You put a pig in front of me, especially an IPP, a breed that, I know and work with, I will find flaws with it, right? Because that is our goal. Our goal is improvement. Our goal is not to say, oh, that's a good pig, and make the pig feel better. No, like, the pig doesn't understand. Your goal is to figure out what is good and what is wrong with a pig, and use those flaws and strengths in your breeding program, right? You're not going to find the perfect pig. I dare you to send me the perfect pig, okay? Because even Trojan, which I might add, most people think is absolutely stellar for an IPP, is one of the best IPPs out there. And I'm selling his littermate sister, who I think is every bit as good as him, and his mother. And I guarantee you I can sit there and pick apart Trojan. Okay, I've done it. He was born here on my farm, right? Like, I can do that with every single pig that you put in front of me. So don't think, oh, because he's pointing out the flaws in that pig, no. That doesn't mean that it's not a decent pig. Now, I will say that with Dose, right? I don't think she's great. I think she's okay, right? And she's not great according to my standards. But honestly, I would pit her against several different people's pigs that I've seen out there. So, and the benefits that she has going for her, the fact that she has a litter of 12 on her still, I think we're on... it was the 27th, so over 10 days old now, and still has all 12. So that's fantastic. I've never had a sow keep all 12, like a perfect. Usually there's one that gets lost when you get a litter that size. So I am stoked about that. Like I said, but I will stand there and point out a lot of flaws with her. Her snout is okay, but again, I will say most IPP snouts are okay, right? Because I always think that they could be a little better, but they're all right. I don't know what Venus has found a mole. Yeah, she's just carrying around a mole she's dug up. And then same thing with underlines. Like I'm real picky about underlines. So I think 3 out of 4 of the sows have great underlines. 2 7/7s with no defaults and a 6/6 with no defaults. That's stellar. Couldn't ask for better. Unless you manage to track down an 8/8, and that's not very common at all. I've actually yet to see a picture of an 8/8, so I know they exist. People have said that they have some. I just have yet to see somebody post a picture of one. So that isn't those hind little teats that wind up on the rump. So yeah, so there you go. Like, I'm gonna pick apart any pig I get, and so that's why I priced Dose at what I did, right? So I priced her at 1,000 open after she's done weaning, 1,500 bred. And if you go to the registry, so Jody, and you try to buy a bred gilt from her, that's $1,500. That is an unproven gilt, is $1,500. And I'm selling you a proven sow. I know her value. I know what she can do farrowing. So this is her 2nd litter. So she would be bred for her 3rd. So, and she took immediately. The other 2 gals did not take right away. They still have not farrowed. So I think that's perfectly fine priced for one that is, not as nice as I would compare to my others. But the other sows that we have are stellar, right? Like, that is, you are looking at some of the top IPPs in the country on there. I don't think I'm charging that much for them. Oatmeal, I'm definitely charging high dollar for. Like, she is priced at what I think she is worth. And same thing with Biscuit. She's about borderline there. I paid $1,300 for payday, or no, $1,500 for payday, right? 15 or 13. I think it was 15. And I've been quoted as high as 2,300 for boars. So honestly, like, yeah, I'd say I'm right in line, because you're going to get a lot more value out of these sows, because they're going to pay for themselves right away, right? Like, that's a $2,000 sow is going to be 4 breeder piglets. So you may make that back in your first litter. If they have a litter of 12, you may make that back your first litter. So yeah, we're at 7 minutes, 42 seconds in. So I'm not gonna ramble too much longer on that, but just that, like, think what you want. If you think that they're too expensive, then you're probably not the one that is supposed to buy them. It is what it is. Like, I don't know a better way to say that. They're not too expensive. They might just be too expensive for you, and that's totally fine. Buy the pigs that fit into your program. But I guess my biggest thing would be, don't buy pigs from somebody that isn't going to tell you what's wrong with them, because every pig has a flaw. Every pig has a flaw, okay? And you want to know that going in. Don't think that every pig that you get is going to be perfect. And when they're young, you may not be able to tell what that flaw is. Like, it may just be one of those things that it's like, he looks good, but we'll see when they grow, right? So yeah, especially with older proven animals, there is a flaw and you can find it, okay? And if your breeder selling you an adult pig isn't going to point those out, or you're not adept enough to notice them, then work on figuring that out, okay? Evaluate some pigs. So go to the shows. The shows are a great opportunity, or sign up to watch the videos online of them. You can literally watch experienced breeders go through and talk through the issues with the pigs, which are some of the best pigs. Because, right, people only bring their best pigs. They're not going to bring crummy pigs. So, yeah. All right, that's that. I've gone even further. We're 10 minutes in. Let's keep moving on. So, the feeders are all still out here in... and Maze, she just swam across the pond and is now running around out here. She's not supposed to be over here, but since she swims, she can go wherever she wants. So they're over here in paddock 4 and 5 still. Right, we said we were gonna leave them in here for at least 2 weeks. So next week, I think, next Tuesday or so, we'll go ahead and move them. There is a lot of grass still. Of course, it's 2 paddocks, right? So they've got a lot to spread out on. Mace thinks she's in trouble. You're fine, Mace. But there's a ton of grass over in this other one, but I want to keep them moving. So next week, I think there's enough grass on that hillside that we'll move them up to the hillside. But you see, there is still tons of grass. The grass is really growing now. Okay, and all of the trees, oh, like I said, I did tell you I would show you the native plums are blooming. We'll walk up here. Mace, I'm not cornering you. You're okay? Mace, Mace, you're okay, ma'am. You're okay, come here. Come here, you're okay. Yeah, so here are the native plums. So this is a really difficult time of year because the native plums and the Bradford pears are all blooming at the same time. So it is easy to just drive down the road and immediately think, oh my gosh, look at all of these Bradford pears. And there are a lot, but like you can see over here, we have some more. But if you get up close, the native plums have these huge petioles. They're stamens, they're massive, okay? The Bradford pears are not that big, and the growth pattern is different. So the plums are more like shrubby, like this. And that's just kind of like the entire structure, that's like it. Maybe we can zoom way out to show you, and you can see the ones over there. They're just very shrubby trees, and they grow in these clusters like this. The pears grow, Bradford pears grow more like a stereotypical pear. So they've got that more like central leader, straight up, almost pyramid shape. So you can usually tell them that way looking at them at this time of year, whether or not that's plums or you're looking at a bunch of Bradford pears. So I really appreciate them. Those are fantastic. If I feed the birds and the pigs to them, I have to pick them off the trees. Oh no, scared you guys, huh? I have to beat the pigs and the birds to get them off the trees. But when I do, they've got one big center seed and they are very, very tart. So tart, but so delicious. They make, I like making like a custard pie with them, and they're absolutely awesome. I was really hoping to just, yeah, maybe we can get this. Okay. So, yeah, all right. And I'll just come back for those buckets. No, I won't. Okay, I got the buckets. I knew I would not. I'd say that I'd come back out and get them and I'd forget it. So what I wanted to show you out here before we made it up to the rest of the pigs is that, with the sun, you're not gonna really see that. Wade through the bog here. The willows are starting to leaf out and like really leaf out. Nice big leaves. These are the curly willows. And then, well, you can kind of see it with the sunset. All of the other willows are leafing out. So I'm really glad that I got the ones in the backyard cut when I did. But yeah. Okay. I tried stepping over a fescue clump and about fell. We're gonna stop filming. All right, so we're now up here with Oatmeal and Dottie, and they have still yet to farrow. Yeah, you're not really gonna be able to see that with the sun. There we go, there's Dottie. And remember, this isn't the only spot they have. So they've got this, and then they can go out through that gate, and then they have the L and all the pasture that is through that. So they've got 1/4 to a 1/2 acre of space here. So they have still yet to farrow. They are starting to pretty well balloon up. They have not started to bag up yet, but their bellies just keep getting bigger. So I think we're still maybe a couple weeks off. That's very frustrating. And I overflowed because I got distracted over there. I just flooded their barrel and pulled it out when I got up here. But here are these 3 ladies. So they will go out with payday here in, I think it's a week. Yeah, they've got 1 more week left and they're gonna go out there. So if you are interested in Biscuit being open, then hit me up within the next week, because she will be getting put out there with him and she will go as bred. So yeah, but they're working their way through that hay bale over there. You can kind of sort of see the mushroom with the sun on there. No. So yeah, they're working their way through it and I keep pulling and squishing, and then we'll get a bunch of rain, but Yeah, they've got that whole area around that bale, and then that was a full bale there that's all smushed in. So it's getting spread. I'm not worrying about the front of this gate because this is actually you can see some of it there. This is all gravel right in front of the gate that's got some hay on top of it that's broke down. But directly in front of the gate right here is usually pretty stable. It's right as you get down there towards those willows that it gets rough, and right here where it gets by some willows. But yeah, all right, so that's these guys. They're all three, right, going to go join payday next week. So yeah, all right, moving on. As you can see here, the sawtooths have started to bud out, so I have probably missed my mark on pulling them up, but they cannot go another year here. I don't know how easy it is to see this, but this one is 7.5 feet tall, and a lot of the rest of them are 6 or so. So there's a few smaller scrubbier ones, but I really can't have them shading out the garden. So yeah, they're and making it a difficult nuisance to get in between the beds. So I have to pull those this weekend. Actually, with processing a pig and doing Easter Sunday, I don't know. That may or may not happen this weekend. It may have to happen Monday. But yeah, those need to have something happen with them. And the hazelnuts have started to leaf out too. So they're done with their catkins. The catkins are pretty well all fallen off. And the ones that haven't are just dry and brittle. So they're done pollinating. And fingers crossed, we get a decent amount of hazelnuts. Yeah. Oh, and then I can show you what the willows look like too real quick, actually. So, the ones we cut all the way down to the ground. There you go. You can see that's all willow. Right? There's buds. There's a lot of buds. And so that's several stems all the way around. Those will all come up. Those are the curly willow. Here's the native black willow. Native black willow budding out. And the cuts always take longer. So while the other willows are much, much taller, I don't expect my cuts to, catch up very fast. I expect them to take a couple weeks longer. Right, because they're having to force new buds. These already have buds. So these are the ones we didn't cut. One section of them. Some of our Oregon willows. And then we can tap in real quick with the elderberries. So we've got some there. And then looks like a rabbit chewed this one off very recently, because that's still green up there, but that's a fresh rabbit chew. Rabbits are a pain in my butt, and there's a bunch of them this year. They're very bold, but yep. All right. There's where we're at with those. Yeah, Mama? Alrighty. Here we are with all the piglets. Oh! So. Oh. Hi, little ones. Hi, little ones. Hi, little ones. Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. You want to check on them? Make sure I didn't steal any? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't steal none. They're all yours. They're all yours. Oh. Hi, Oatmeal. You two gonna argue through the wall now? Oh. Yeah. They're all doing good. Mama's doing good. She's been getting whey mixed in with her feed. You gonna hack up some of that whey food? Yeah. Because she has so many babies that she's trying to feed, I've been going ahead and mixing in some whey with hers just to make sure she gets plenty of nutrition. I don't want her to thin out, so, or feel like she's shorted on trying to give them energy. But there we go. All 12 piglets, still doing good. Doing a good job, Mama. Doing a good job. Nice big yawn. All right, well, we'll get out of her hair. Stop stressing her out. Oh. She's used to me messing with them when she's eating. Walk towards me in the sunset. Thanks, Boyo. Here's payday. all nice and muddy from playing in his wallow. Yeah, boyo. Yeah, boyo. Wanna come here? I know the fence is hot. Come here. Oh, I'll give you some love. I can't reach. I don't want to get shocked either, boyo. I don't want to get shocked either. Yeah. Nice and dusty. But yeah, there's Payday. He's doing good. He's got, it's hard to see, but he has got a lot of grass out there around here. Not up here where the 2 round bales were, of course. But I never expect that start of the season. And this is where they all stand, slept. And it was getting pretty bad over the summer, but this area hasn't ever had grass. So when we first bought the farm, gosh, this was, and if you look back at old pictures, this was a solid stand of hemlock. Really, this whole space that's brown here. And so we have been slowly encroaching the grass every year, planting seeds, laying down hay bales, but then they all stand here, right? Because this is where the water barrels are, this is where the shelters are, because we use the shelters to break down the stuff. I don't actually know if you can see that. Everybody always thinks we have flat ground, but really when the grass is short, you can really see how much that rolls and dips through here. All right, well, so that I don't have to keep covering that up, let's head on out. And they're gonna go stand, I said, so they have, there's where that gate is open. And so they have this whole space all down through here, which this does not look real great. But they have all of this. And they have all of this. And they have the round bale. I'm pulling off everybody's shelters. They've got that we put up. And then they have this grass here. And our trees. Honey locusts are budding out. That means this mulberry should be budding out too. And I don't know. Yeah, so we have a male. This one's a male. Because it's got, or it just thinks it's too young. But honestly, mulberries can fruit as young as like 3 years old. So, and this is a male, which is fine. That means it's good for fodder. Because you can tell when there's one up at the pond that's got berries on it already, on its branches. So, yeah. But that's okay. We have a couple thorned honey locusts too. But you see, they don't put out thorns on all the branches. Because these ones were thornless. But sometimes when they get too stressed out, like from rabbits or the pigs, they'll develop thorns for a little while, and then the thorns will go away again, or you'll get these short stubby thorns on the thornless ones. Thornless. You can have completely thornless, but you can't stress them out or you'll cause thorns, which is fine, especially when they're the small thorns like this, because I don't worry about those going through a tire or anything. But these will still make great shade, great forage if we break off these leaves. The pods, if it's female, because they are male and female trees. Yeah. But, all right. Now we'll keep rolling on. We'll see the last group of pigs. Alrighty. Here we go. Last group of piglets. And you can see they have like no grass. They've got these short stubby little stuff, but really no grass. I think this is another male actually, now that we're... Yeah, I was hoping to show you a mulberry that had berries, but this is another male. But yeah, so we've got the little chunky, we've got Copa, Red, and Easter. And they're all doing pretty good. They keep moving their shelter. I have to move it every other day all the way back over to where the old hay was. And then they just pick it up and carry it around. Really, it's Red. Yeah, Red. And so we know Easter goes tomorrow. Copa and Tubby get to stay. And Copa won't go in with the ladies till, well, it'll be September, November. But I think we're going to bring him to the show. He's already interested in showing off. But you're too short. This is why you can't go with the ladies yet. And Red, we're probably going to process him. And they have a barrel. They don't need to drink out of that. That's just overflow from filling the barrel. But Yeah, red will go in another month. We'll process him and do the exact same thing that we did with toast. Because again, no clue whether or not he's got Bourdain or not. So if he doesn't, we'll make a whole lot more charcuterie because all the salamis and sausage will be out of the fridge by then. Hopefully we'll have the renovation done, so then we can start using our other fridge. And that's probably what I'll wait for, because when the renovation is done, I'll get our old fridge to use to put meat to be cold and cured in until it goes into the drying fridge. So with 3 fridges, I can't believe I have 3 fridges. It feels excessive. But one was for eggs, and now it's for drying. And then one was our normal fridge, and then we just bought a new one so that we'd have a bigger fridge because we just do too much cooking for the little fridge we have. But yeah, there we go. That is your update on them, and you'll get another update on him tomorrow. And that's that, folks. That is Farm Tour Tuesday, but on a Friday because of footage. So, all right. I hope that I didn't bore you too much with that first long tirade about make sure you're buying good quality pigs and make sure that your breeder is telling you what is wrong with pigs. Okay, like what is wrong with their pigs if you're buying breeding stock. Pen, does that whey taste delicious? Yeah, she's licking my pants. So, yeah. All right. I hope that's it. If you haven't seen that and you don't know what I'm even talking about, I posted that earlier this week. So that video is up and you can go watch that. I'll probably drop the link in the description down below just to make your life easier, or I'll drop it as one of those, I think it pops up over here, one of the little cards. So, all right. You guys have a great week. Thank you for making it to the end of our videos if you did. And thank you to our Patreon supporters, Raymond and Ashley Hunter. Red and Copper, we're going to make a baby. You guys have a great week.